Toy Story 4, starring Tom Hanks, Tim Allen. After the previous film wrapped up the whole trilogy pretty definitively, I was surprised to even hear that the fourth film was in development. Apparently, Pixar didn't plan to make one either, but then they had an idea for a story good enough to justify it. So, story wise, we open with a flashback taking place 9 years prior to the events of the film, which explains where Bo Peep went off to. She was part of Toy Story 1 and 2 and then absent from 3. We only learned that she was given away to someone else in the meantime. Now we get the full backstory on that, after which we go back to the present day. Woody and the rest of the gang are still with Bonnie, who is beginning her education at preschool. While there for orientation day, she makes her own toy out of trash, a spork, googly eyes, and some pieces of string. Forky, that's the name that she gives it, then magically comes alive, initially being very confused about its own sentience. The other toys try to make him feel safe and explain the nature of their existence, but he keeps running away to go back to trash. Finally, he manages to jump out of a moving car while the family is on a road trip. Woody goes after him alone to try and bring him back, and while doing that, he will meet up with some old friends, Bo Peep, and gain new ones. So, there is actually some truth to what Pixar and the cast has said about the film. It doesn't feel like a cash grab. There's genuinely a solid story written for it, a new angle from which Toy Story hasn't been fully approached yet. Under the guise of this cheerful and fun adventure, it actually gets quite philosophical and introspective, perhaps the most out of all Toy Story movies so far, maybe with the exception of the final act to the third movie. Thanks to that, it manages to be a pretty interesting mix of something simple and fun and easy to follow that children will still enjoy, and something for the adults to go deeper on to think about. Toy Story has always been about parenthood in a way, about watching your kids grow up, and the fourth film goes hard on the aspect of letting go and moving on from something you can no longer be an important part of. I also have to mention the technical aspects. The animation is absolutely stunning. Pixar have once again outdone themselves, and they're not afraid to show it. There is a lot more outdoor action with big set pieces and loads of characters just to showcase technical progress. And it looks fantastic. I mean, it makes the film feel alive and the world of it real and large and teeming with life. Another thing that I realized after the film has ended was how expertly paced it was. There really is no downtime. The story moves at a brisk pace and by switching locations and characters manages to keep things fresh throughout. And the ending is very fitting and emotional, and crucially, not only fits the story of this film, but manages to build on the previous ones as well, which seemingly have been concluded already. This time around, it feels even more definitive than previously, so maybe there will never be a Toy Story 5, but honestly, if it were to turn out as good as this film, I think that there would be no shame in making it.